Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be GODSENT versus Virtus.pro here. It is the second map, the pick of GODSENT, who managed to take them down on Dust2 with no problem whatsoever. We have the knife round coming up very shortly to decide who will be starting on the CT or T side. It's considered a bit of a T-sided map these days. And GODSENT actually looking very good indeed, I have to say. I've been impressed with what they've been showing at this tournament so far. VP, a shadow of them former selves, to be honest with you. 2019 was such a historic year for them. Managed to make it to a grand final of a major, and now dropping off significantly. Mating looked to be very average in that first map on their pick. Some good moments individually, especially from Jane, which bodes well, but Vertigo doesn't really have the same explosive potential as Dust2 for the AWPers. We'll see whether he can step up here as we get ready for the knife round, which will be just concluding now, I believe. So it looks like we'll be having GODSENT start on the T side. Are you ready for this one, Matthew?
I think I am. I think so. GODSENT certainly seemed to be ready for this matchup. In the first match, I was very surprised that they had the prowess and composure to get back into a game that looked like for the 4 rounds it was dominant by Virtus.pro. Like those 4 rounds, it wasn't just it's not a big number. 4 in Counter-Strike, anyone can win 4 in a row, but it was the means in which they did so. There was no mid-round hesitation. There was no, I guess, even individual performances that stood out to give me any hope for GODSENT in that situation. And now it's their map choice on Vertigo. Now, again, I think there's a false sense of security on this map. You beat a few people, you think, hey, it's a new map, we're pretty good. But we don't really know who's the best, and we don't, unless you're playing guys that are playing it constantly at top events, who have you actually, it's like when we saw OG beat ENCE, we thought, hey, they look pretty good this event, but then ENCE themselves are not, so it's a false sense of accomplishment. So we'll see how they actually fare, because Virtus.pro has had a bit of time to learn the map this event. They've played into a Crystal B site this time. Self-smoke, bit awkward, but it gives them the catwalk to work around, and they are just going to brawl. They're going to go straight in. Michael, good shots in return. Buster's got one, and he's going to have to get combative through the smoke to try and find another as they continue to push in that direction, and Zen's got bomb down, no plant. That's a bigger problem for them in 3-on-3.
Big kill, but the bomb will be planted here. 1 minute on the clock, no problem at all. And in terms of the retake, there are no kits available, but a good flank from Sticko here. Excellent shot there. As going to leave Sanji, the support player in a 3 versus 1. Nails the first and the second. He's got a chance here. It's looking very good for him. Can he connect the dots? Not quite. Great effort there. But Sticko will be defusing that bomb, no problem whatsoever. It was looking a little bit dicey for him. With the bomb down, 4 kills found, you know they're force buying in that second.
It's pretty good job to find the first 2 kills while Sticko has that pressure on the flank. And that was one thing we certainly saw more and more already in this event, is teams willing to push the B side of the map of the CTs and try and flank the Ts while they're on the ramp. It's absolutely relevant currently on this map. Mousesports was doing it quite frequently. Rops, I think, was the player most notably that was trying to constantly get behind them on the ramp position. We might have a coaching-ish headset issue, so Devil Walk's just getting sorted very quickly. We get straight back into it.
Yeah, the odds brought to you, of course, by csgo.bet. GODSENT still the favorites. They pretty much have been throughout, to be honest with you. It's MP9s once again. This time with a couple of rifles, and indeed the force buy coming in. You can see this is the main concern of CSGO right now this round. When you lose the pistol and you arguably have a better buy than the team that actually won it, it's kind of weird. You get Kriegs, AKs, and a bit of utility as well, but still need to land those shots, and it's a very passive setup for GODSENT so far. Bit of wallbang action here. At least GODSENT know they're up against the rifles now. Jane with the scout. And slowing things right down here. No real pushes from the CTs. Sticking together. That'll be Crystal and Michael with his MP9s, trying to be a dastardly duo.
Sanji already just considering the possibility of a push behind them. It's good to see the map actually stay the same for long enough to start to see people explore those ideas.
To your point earlier, it's difficult for top teams to really focus on this map because it changes so much.
Yes, I still think mid could be a little better with access to B, but at least we're seeing teams find ways and patterns, timings, in which they can use it. Speaking of timings, great time for Maiden to find a kill. He finds Kickard out wide on the catwalk. That's going to drop him. Quad, they haven't gotten quite that far, but they will now, and Maiden's got to be careful. The pillar was protect, but only long enough that Adren gets his vision restored, and although Crystal gets the shot back, Adren was still out there. He could not get an angle onto Sticko.
Big round from GODSENT there, fending off 2 Kriegs, an AK-47, a Scout, and a CZ. It wasn't looking good in that context, but overall they actually did a very, very well. Maiden especially, fantastic tournament from so far. 2 massive kills at the FAMAS, denies the plan completely. Suggests it has to be the eco from Virtus.pro at this point. Can't really buy much more than some deagles. It's just the one I can see right now. A couple more towards the end. And it's the smoke everyone's throwing these days. Lands deep toward that A ramp. Flare towards window. And at this point, it's looking for 1 deags if possible. Middle, he compounds in his position. Maiden, though, has got himself in a lovely spot, but is he ready for it?
It's a decent position, but it's very difficult to defend if they're able to wide peek. Thankfully, that is why Michael is there to support. So kicker goes down. The very first version of Vertigo, I was about to say Inferno, when you came to the top of those stairs, that was how you get it to B. The B stairs didn't exist. You go around that drywall to the right, and there used to be a very powerful position where the window was, or inside the site, you could put yourself on an air conditioning vent, and it was almost one way. You were impossible to see, so.
It's changed so much.
How many versions? I would be willing to suggest that Vertigo has seen the most official changes, and what I mean by that, obviously James is going to go down to that situation. What I mean by that is, okay, we've seen a bunch of overpass changes. There's always lots in the workshop, but ones that have actually got put into the game by Valve. I would say Vertigo, in the short time that it's been in the official map pool, has seen more changes than most other maps ever do.
Yeah, Overpass and Cobblestone might rival. Like
Cobblestone might, yes, that's a good point.
That came in as a bit of a mess. You remember that drop down was like a labyrinth originally. They had to really adjust that. Either way, though, it's going to be round 4, 3-0 for GODSENT. I mean, this is their pick as well.
There used to be a bridge that went tower to tower. That's right. You almost needed, like, that was like a 7-on-7 map. It had so many places at that point.
Yeah, it was so confusing. Like, I hated it when it first came out. Vertigo, I've always liked the map. It's just so unique. But the changes they're making right now, like, they're confusing. Like that one, taking away the squeaky door in the middle, I just didn't get that at all. But A-side's pretty cool. I don't mind this too much. A-side's okay. See whether they can actually execute towards the side at this point. They've got rifles this time. Making their way up. Jame with the AWP, of course. They do have a lack of general utility. Smoke deployed here by Sticko. Marching towards short. And it will be an A finish here, but Crystal, he's timed this well. Now, they will be aware of potential flanks. Maybe not that one. Doesn't really have the ideal weapon, but playing this very well. Smoke down. They have no idea where he's gone. They're going to have to drop some utility. He'll take pretty much 25 damage there and be okay with it, but let's keep the Buster out of the scene for now.
Sticko.
Nice shot.
Quick to the shot. You're absolutely right. Kicker goes down immediately. Jame still waiting for a gap. Still waiting for something to present itself. He was decent on the T side with the op 2 days ago when we last saw him on this map, so he can definitely create some space. In fact, I was most impressed with his aggression on the B side of CT. Now, I think it was sometimes all too much. He put himself in positions where he didn't really have much of an escape plan. But it's nice to see James take those battles from time to time. They are still down a man on the Virtus.pro side this time as they head toward B. Maiden sits inside of the site. He's going to be as passive as he can. He's going to try and get them in as far as he dared. He knows that's a plant that's being committed to, so he'll push forward. Now, it does concede the bomb plant, so money additionally goes the way of Virtus.pro, $800 per player, but round is secure.
They had maximum loss bonus after this round regardless. It's not a big deal. They let the bomb get planted. They're still winning the round, and FAMAS is there, and MP9s. What a great play that was from Crystal, especially. Like, he is such a nuisance at that point. Realized he didn't have the range with the MP9. Drops a smoke. Sure, Buster got 1 kill on the push from B, but then still, he's just locked Buster into that position. Takes his Krieg from him, pushes him in towards B, and Maiden is there to pick up the pieces. Really playing out of his mind today. 4-0 for GODSENT, looking to book themselves a place in the semi-finals. To pick this map up, they'll play Na'Vi tomorrow. We've got a best-of-5 grand final for this one as well. I don't see too many best-of-5s these days. Mouse Sports, Na'Vi, already waiting in the semis. And here comes Buster, 12 HP. Would be brave to go any further than his current position, but good flashes towards middle. Speaking of flashes, that's pretty much all they've got left. 1 smoke, 3 flashes, and a Molotov. They brought into this round. Kills haven't exactly been coming in thick and fast for them. As Kicker waits for an opportunity now towards the A side. Buster will get his. Remember, he's low HP as well, so he's done very well there. Chance of a kill for Kicker. 5 on 3. Closest they've come to a round victory yet.
Maiden still creeping. Smoke pretty much takes away all chances for the AWP to be powerful in that position. You can't justify going through it pre-scoped. Backs off instead. No access from the lobby toward A anymore. But he's just considering a flank. The possibility that somebody had worked up in front of the dumpster position. Elevators and gotten in behind them. Maiden's going to take down Sanjeet.
He seems to know James' position as well.
I think even if he doesn't know, he's considering the fact that he doesn't know. And a lot of times people forget that. Just because you don't know someone's there doesn't mean they aren't. So he's... Okay, that's unfortunate. Did he spot? He may have just seen him, but either way...
He did see him fall back, but it's just like, oh, it's one of those things. He held it for 30 seconds. Oh, Michael not taking the freebie. He does get it eventually. Oh, that's a good incendiary as well. If it lands, it doesn't quite, but still might be enough. A good smoke. Self-preservation is trying to run that clock down. A flashbang, but kicker a little bit too quick for him. That was the chance. Oh, the bomb might go. Oh, this is great for Maiden. 1 versus 1 now. Has to go for the plant. I think he has it.
The bomb does come back to where it falls off now, so it wouldn't go all the way back to the spawn, thankfully. But you're right, that did buy it a little bit of time. Maiden's going aggressive. He had to with the AWP. Gets caught out. Tried to catch Kicker before he could get security, and they're going to discuss if they want the op. James absolutely does, so Kicker will grab it for him. First round for Virtus.pro.
Oh, that would have been remarkable. Maiden, AWP in hand. A difficult spot. This is the initial kill from Buster with 12 HP. He opened things up for them. A couple of kills there. And this is the moment to close it all out. The bomb, it lands, fortunately, in a recoverable situation, and then they could actually get it down with 4 on the clock. As we get into round number 6 here, 4-1 for GODSENT. Expensive round though for VP. We'll take a tactical timeout to discuss their options going forward. That's only their first round so far. Cost them a lot towards the end. So what's the play now? They've been limited in utility in pretty much all of these gun rounds. Made it a Michael at the end. Crystal in the middle, Sticker next to him. See whether they can keep it going.
So a bit of chatter between the team to come up with something a little bit different again. I suggested this was a possibility just because you've picked Vertigo. Unless you're Liquid or Astralis, or I'll grant FaZe that pass maybe. I'm not calling it safe to be a go-to pick, and I think a lot of teams, they win a few games on it and they think, hey, we've got this, and you don't really know all of the opposition yet.
So, look at, again, just the lack of grenades. 2 players are barely anything here. That's why they're throwing with a bit more aggression at the start, a bit more pacing. As we'll see them just contact play in towards the A side here. Again, those have been smoked out. We'll just fall back. It's a really cool smoke, actually. You can see that way it lands. Allows you to look towards the ramp, take vision away from them as well. See whether Sticker can hold strong now to the back of the AWP. Maiden the one to use it primarily so far in Vertigo. Back they go. Feeling dissuaded by the incendiary towards sandbags. Time still okay, but a couple of smokes. They pretty much have to finish at the A-bomb site here. 2 smokes on the site. Molotov at the back. Flash over. As we have a bit of an interaction here towards B. This is a very important kill. I assume this is Buster again.
It is. It absolutely is Buster. And he's trying to just hold him there. Make things awkward. Maiden, where the boost on the other side of it, wants to leave them so they can spot toward mid. All right, they're going to drop off it immediately. I thought maybe with the smokes down they would hold it for a little bit longer, but this is pretty tense considering the position that Buster has worked his way into. Even with the smoke gone, he finds the corner. Adren's going to wrap around the backside toward the catwalk, and now 2 players to face Dicko. Has to play a passive hold at this point in time, and I don't think that was the answer. Yes, he has the availability of a shot in front of him, but he almost needs to be efficient if he wants his teammates to have any chance of retaking the site when they arrive. Instead, they've got to go for the save.
GODSENT looked like they were on the back foot for most of that round there. They didn't lose many opening frags, but they were being pushed back. They had to go for that boost, which was a nice idea, but didn't really do much for them to drop off it. And then Sanji and Buster making their way towards that B-bomb side. Buster has found some very important picks in the 2 rounds they've won now towards the B side of the map. Zen goes down just before his smoke bloomed there. As we get into the 5-on-2, looking to save the AWP and this AUG in the hands of Michael Eddy. Haven't seen too much from him so far. Made a very strong position, should be okay. And there it is. Not going to recover the AK per se, but stays alive. 4-2, Virtus.pro starting to come online now. There'll be 1 more buy available for GODSENT with those 2 saved weapons, but it'll be a labored one. Deagle purchases Zen, another tactical timeout here. As GODSENT starts to slow down. Chance to discuss their options. Devil Walk will chime in.
Yeah, and he is. I can see it, very articulate with his body language as well as his words. Yeah, and you mentioned Pronax being behind him, well, now owning the organization as well. Great venture for him, but also has worked closely in the past with Devil Walk, has always been a longtime teammate and player underneath the Devil Walk's coaching previously. So Devil Walk knows he's got confidence behind him in the org. It's always nice because the coach does seem to be the scapegoat far too often. That goes across all sports.
Yeah, you are right about that. Like, as soon as a team goes in a slumber, right,
it's either the
coach, the manager.
Which in football, where you guys are familiar too, the coach and the manager are the same role. In hockey, there's the general manager and then the coach, and both times it's one or the other, right? Coach if they're not performing, but the team looks good. If the team's been terrible for a number of years, then it's the general manager immediately gone. So.
Well, they don't invest as much as they thought they would, considering they saved the AWP and the org. They took a tactical timeout, playing bigger picture Counter-Strike here, and that team is going down for sure. That's going to be Zen. Taken away again, he's having a bit of a rough time towards that B side of the map.
That's not the best position to put yourself in either. I mean, he's vulnerable from about 3 different angles on the stairs, as well as someone peeking wide underneath. And he only has a deagle. I think he's trying to get the headshot and beat them there, but didn't use any utility for it.
Oh, looks like final commitment towards A. Lots of smokes and mollies deployed for, I think it was 5 players there now. Making their way up towards shorts. And here we go. It has to be the AWP for Maiden. Has to find multiple kills at a standard chance, but the execution's almost perfect. You go up towards sniper deck, sure. But the bomb already being down, it looks like this is too safe. You don't want to risk losing this AWP. You just have to let it slip by, see if there's any exit kills available. They do not have a kit here. They've got a smoke. They could send the pistols in. Smoke the bomb, get a tap going, see what's available. Well, that's the smoke, I believe. Here we go. Oh, they could be onto something here. Maiden gets one more. 2 versus 3. Number no kit, and that kill will guarantee things here. Crystal, it makes it expensive for them. This was the eco, essentially. It's going to be the 3rd round of the board for VP.
Yeah, the wall of smoke, that's exactly what Heroic was doing to retake that site so successfully against Virtus.pro, is they would just sit back. They wouldn't even challenge the ramp and have a really solid crossfire that as soon as the bomb went down, first off, they'd nade strike it. And then they'd sit and hold, because eventually those angles are going to play to your favor, and they'd try and get the opening pick before the retake ensued, and therefore be able to run down and trade off the sandbags player. But it's not really going that way right now for GODSENT when Virtus.pro seems to get that bomb in position there. Especially James is able to hold. We'll see if James can get a shot here. He was very successful many times in this position when we speak back of that other game against Heroic.
Wow. GODSENT were able to pick up a couple of important rounds with just the pistols and dust too. Don't think this one Deagle will be working out again. Kick out, ready and waiting. It's Maiden. Deagle with Kevlar. Needs to time this well if he's going to swing from the scaffolding position. Holds his nerve for now. Molotov's being exchanged. Denies him any sort of access now. It's very well played for Virtus.pro. Means they can just focus on the bomb site. Michael Lady does come barreling in with a lovely headshot. Maiden gets one as well. Still looking very good for VP, even after losing a couple of kills. And kick out to, watch the rear. Even with low HP, he should be fine. Even low bullets, maybe not so much. He's going to reload in. But that should be done. We'll see if there's anything else to be said. Zen gets another one. Is there a kid in play? I doubt it, but there's now an AK-47. Good flashbang. What's happened here?
Super solid flashbang. And
it's happened again.
It has. It absolutely has. You said there's no kit, but there's so much time.
Yeah.
Virtus.pro's really got to improve this post-plant hold on this side of the map, because every time they plant on A, I say every time, but most times this is where they have troubles holding, and this time it's a flank as well. That's going to start to play in the back of their mind. I think they had better success when they planted on the right, behind the white box.
It's a shame for Kiko. He had a good position there with 20 HP. He thought he was going to get that kill. He only had 3 bullets in the Krieg. Doesn't get the clean kill to kick things off. CT then repositions, takes him down eventually. Had he just had the foresight to reload, could have been a very difficult, or different story, I should say. And there it is. GODSENT have done it once more. The Deagle partial buy works out for them. They seal away a couple of AKs. Got an AWP now as well for Sticko. 5-3 Virtus.pro. That's a bit of a horror show for them. It was looking so good as well. They had everything under control. When they made their final commitment, Crack started to form. Much slower approach this time. Adren watching towards middle, just checking if anyone makes their way towards ladder. It's a key point of access for the flanks. Buster's been great on this side of the map. Finding the kills required. Always seems to stay alive as well.
See if Buster could find an angle. He was very quiet and coy about getting into the corner the last time he worked this angle on B. Try and replicate exactly that as Sticko holds. Red box seems to be the place for the op, which I suppose it is a very linear corridor out towards scaffolding, but I thought it was going to be more toward drywall or heaven, where they would look toward the top of the ramp and they could actually be a little more mobile. Surprised to see how many operas are actually putting themselves in such a tight position in that corner. Ooh. Smokes are certainly part of that because you can elevate above the smokes over towards scaffolding, but look at this timing. Maiden's already on the flank. Yeah. Did he go down the elevator? He must have, because Buster was holding the stairs. He pushed and took advantage of the elevator from a CT perspective, and it pays off dividends as it's just Sanji that goes down, and Adren the only one to get a kill so far. Sticko will fall to him now as well. Got the second, but they put him up there for a reason. They can bait and trade, and it's another retake success. That was through the elevator because Buster was holding the stairs.
It must have been, yeah, you're right. Well, there we have it. And we saw Adren watching that position as well, where he was ready for it. They must have fallen back to join the boys. And Maiden comes through, can't believe his luck as well. 2 players not even ready for it. It was a really nice transfer to the second kill as well. Does damage to a third. Job done. And we go 6-3 for GODSENT. They win this map, they've done it, they're through to the semis. And money's still actually okay, believe it or not, for VP. Loss bonus still there somewhat. They're getting plants at least, and here are the odds provided by csgo.bet. GODSENT, of course, they're heavy favorites after winning that first map and have a convincing lead here. On the CT side of Vertigo, this is considered a very T-based map. That might not be actually true just from the small sample size we have.
Yeah, give it some time.
But right now, I
am starting to think, I will say, considering the lack of the squeaky door that goes into the B site from this position when you come around Horseshoe and you get to sort of the mid position, Ts are not using it much, which does mean if they're not, it's vacant space. And then you see what Maiden did last round. He took advantage. I think that the elevator shaft can actually become a CT position rather than a T access point, because I think they can flank off that so quickly.
Molotovs exchanged here, and that's pretty much the last utility. A couple of smokes and some flashes. Not a great deal. Kiko was hoping to find a player out of position there. They have fully invested into this round. One Deagle for Sanji. You'll often see him on the lesser weapons dropping for his teammates. Hard support player. He's made a fantastic game, relying on the spray this time. Doesn't quite connect. He does get one though. That's kind of ridiculous that he managed to get one before he went down. James hits the shot, still a 4-on-4. Sticko the orb at the back of the A side now.
It's off bounce. This is where the plan has been better for them. Lobbing the nade, it's still going to do a tremendous amount of damage, but Sanji stays alive. Now, it doesn't give you the same position from scaffolding to spot the bomb, but you can be a little bit deeper on the ramp to see it. Sanji's even going to stand on top of it and babysit it directly, so strength in numbers. Different plant position. Buster's going to get close on the girders and see what he can find.
It looks okay in terms of the setup here for VP. They could do some damage. That's the kill, though. Had they overlooked that one, I think they stand a chance. Now he's going to take something ridiculous here, but Buster, he's starting to deliver with his Krieg. Lots of damage inflicted.
Oh, wow.
And they've done enough here. 3 versus 1. It was actually looking promising there. The way they were set up, there was good crossfire there. Didn't have enough utility on the CT side to really segregate them enough, and that's going to be a big round for VP to pick up. A much needed one as well. Fully invested into the round. Didn't have much in terms of utility, managed to break through with the execution, the wall of smokes once again. Took a lot of damage in the process, but 4 players did survive, and it's enough to get another round on the board. Not celebrating just yet, got a lot of work to do here on Vertigo. Next round, very telling as to who will be going forward with the cash. Burn money is going to be incredibly low on both sides, as you can see. Or the reinvestment of grenades on the T side has cost them dearly.
James just waiting it out with the AWP, holding to make sure no one's actually going to push through CT side at this time toward the ladder. Buster again, this time with more speed. Once that corner, he's even going to Molotov off toward quad and make sure no one can catch out the headshot, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's clear. And flash in Michael Haley, that could have been huge. A little bit early though on the AUG. Decent position for Crystal, off angle, and look at how much he can play off a Sticko at this point. Now that bounce Molotov, he's got to get out of there. They know, yeah, he's aware. It's giving away his trajectory, exactly where he's standing, so he gets away, but it also gives him the time to do so. back on that drywall below. That's where James likes to get boosted above smoke whenever they present that fight, but they haven't been doing that. Again, it seems to be Virtus.pro struggle when teams don't show them aggression toward the ramp, and Sticko will, but it's doing it so late. And even if they Molotov off toward the sandbags at this point, it's going to be very difficult for him to spot it. In fact, Sticko's down. Kicker did get it, but it was by way of a flash. So they open up the A ramp. They may not actually take this fight to B. Despite that they were stacking on the stairs, I take it back. They are going to head over this direction. Maiden's going to have his work cut out for him. Blinded off already. Has to get away from the angle. He's waiting to see if they'll go wide. You'd expect they will, but not yet, and not before smoking him off entirely. So he goes to the third and final possibility. Ledge as well. He can't move often, can't move away, and he's taken down by a Dren bomb planted as well.
Oh, there was a chance that the deny the plan. Could have been something to say about it, but VP now starting to look a lot more efficient on this T side. 5 players surviving here is going to have to be an eco going forward as GODSENT or just, well, not even save the Krieg at this point. Zen to be dropped. 6-5, and that should be money. Completely broken here. Much better from VP. 2 in a row now, and there they are on the other side of the stage. Yeah, you can see each other in close proximity. We haven't seen much banter or much excitement in that department.
No, it's true. I mean, you can't really play off a crowd in the same way that you would at sort of the Lanxess Arena.
Yeah, some other teams don't really take
Spodek.
advantage of the fact you're so close to your position, standing up, give us some banter across. It's all been quite reserved. Maybe by the semi-finals we'll step things up. So tactical timeout. GODSENT starting to drop off somewhat here. This should be the partial buy, I'd imagine, if that. Last few seconds to decide their options, and we'll get into the next round here, the final few of this first half of the second map. Flying star from GODSENT, but VP stayed calm and collected and managed to have some very impressive rounds towards B especially. So this is the full investment, not even the partial buy. They've gone for this. So Deagles, armor, basic utility, no kits. Would have liked to seen 1 kit here, considering how much you're spending in the round if it comes down to the wire. You'd be kicking yourself, you spend this much money without the kit, and you've gone for an incendiary instead. We'll see.
That's pretty special. That's a fast reaction, and he knows exactly where Sticko's waiting as well. So Kicker, 2 kills already. Virtus.pro trying to tie the game against just the pistols. The Molotov does slight damage to Crystal. Nade will follow it up as well. In fact, he burns James alive, so the Molotov going the other way. This is turn. That nade as well. Kickert's low from the first 2 exchanges. In fact, some of the utility afterwards, there's a chance this still works.
He's just running off the AWP potentially here. If they had a kit at that point with the smoke down, that could have been something to say about that one. Now, defuse now. Imagine they had the kit. That's actually a defuse. They would have defused with the kit.
Yeah, he might still. Okay, I was going to say, he might if he depleted all the ammo and had to reload. You're right, with the kit, there was 1 second left on that. He was already down to 6 seconds on a 10-second defuse.
Yeah.
But it will be a 6-6 scoreline, and I have to say, 2 very convincing entries from Kickert, and it still comes to 2 players left alive. Didn't need to be that close.
Didn't have to be, but that was the full investment, though, from GODSENT. So regardless of how close it is on the CT side, you'd do well to justify reinvesting into this round and doing it again. You'd have to feel very confident. Kicker certainly was in the previous round. Helps himself to the A side with the Krieg. And this is going to be the eco now. A few Deagles once again, but no armor, no nades. Gonna be essentially letting this one go. James ready for this. Hits the first shot. It's going to be converted by Buster, surely. Adren there as well. No problem at all. Apart from Michael Eddy hitting a great shot there. He'll go down momentarily, I'm sure. There we go.
Molotov out instead to make sure they don't push through. Bomb will be recovered. Maiden still on default, on triple, trying to catch them out when they get close with the pistol. But this round should be secure. I say should, it's Vertigo. Things can happen. Maiden's position, I don't know, maybe he catches off the bomb and turns into a hero. I think they've already spotted him. Yeah, he had his head up a little bit too soon. Sanji was well aware. AK crisp, clean, and just stick out of remain. It's not going to be 7-6 for Virtus.pro. As we'll enter round 14 of 15 and a half. Done deal for Adren, actually, through the wall. So not James, despite that that's who we were looking at.
Well then, 7-6, Virtus.pro with 4 rounds in a row. Really focusing towards A now. They send most of their efforts towards the B side of the map for a while. They found relative success. It was mainly Buster who was finding the majority of the kills. But now, back towards A, Kicker finding almost everyone as they start to rack up the rounds now on the pick of Vertigo, which was chosen by GODSENT, of course, after winning Dust 2. Still anyone's game. As we mentioned, it's considered to be a T-sided map. As the nades are exchanged once again towards it, that deep smoke just locks out the T's for initial segments of the round here, followed up with some HEs. They're going to try and boost just above it. Lovely little boost, actually. Kicker once again, cracking things open. Nice boost. Perfect headshot, flashed off, survives. And they've done damage towards Sticko as well, so another promising round here for VP.
Crystal waiting to see if they'll push the smoke. In fact, he's going to take advantage of it himself. This is a risk. We see how many players are on the other side. He was not aware that that gap was so wide. Sanji steps out, no mistake on the AK, even spots up, and here's where Sticko's gone. Removes him very quickly. Jame had already done earlier damage onto him. So GODSENT, 4 to start the half. 5 in a row, it's potentially lose it in terms of the end of the half. We'll see if there's, I mean, there's still around 14. It could be as far away as 9-6 for Virtus.pro at that point. So Kicker's going to take down Michael bomb to be planted, and I think Zen has no say in this. He might even just want to hold on to the M4. So they have something to work with for the final round.
Yeah, it won't be much. The M4 is better than just a Deagle, I suppose. No grenades to save, no kit. GODSENT, the finances really have been troublesome the last few rounds, but that's going to be Virtus.pro winning out the half now. Round 15 coming up. They are going to have maximum loss bonus. That's something you can drop one more M4, but overall that's not really enough for a full buy on the CD side. You can get like FAMASs, some UMPs perhaps if you want the utility. I don't think anyone can bring out the AWP. No residual cash at all. So VP, mainly Kicker has had enough. He just said like, right, I'm just going to start killing everyone on the bomb site. That's going to be a...
I wish we would see that more from him. I think he has that potential. He's got the aim, there's no question. His aim's fantastic.
Seems to be fired up. So, Jame, AWP out for this final round up against the scout of Sticko. Seem to be using the sniper more often than not. We haven't really seen Michael on the AWP. This map, it's been Maiden and Sticko, to be honest with you. Pause comes in, and it's the final round of this first half. MP9s, scouts, that saved M4. I assume Maiden will have a rifle as well, as Zen could drop one single rifle. So just to be getting the last few grenades in now.
Don't forget as well, if you head over to GGBet, you can do it by just clicking the tile below the stream. Don't even have to type it into your browser. If you use the code heart-beat, they'll give you a 200% bonus on your first bet, so you can do that now. You can get that out of the way this weekend. Maybe pick on GODSENT for this one. I don't know. I don't know where you're leaning, Henry, right now.
It was looking like when they were 4-1 up, I was like, yeah, just call it done there. They seem like they've got everything under lock and key here. But VP, they just went super sick towards the end of this half. I don't know where it came from. Kiko started playing with the Krieg and just contact playing towards A over and over again, finding crazy headshots. Maiden start to slow down, and they managed to win some very key clutch situations as well on the VP side. Still a lot of work to do here. And remember, this is the pick of GODSENT, so they'll be okay recovering deficits. It's not exactly like it's a mammoth task with a few rounds in it.
We've also got a challenge over there. All you got to do, I think, is use the code challenge and get bet insurance. So you could insure the bet. I don't know if you can insure the one that they give you the bonus on already, but if you could, that'd be pretty sweet. And you win the challenge for doing that. So lots of ways to get involved for this event as we look to get involved in the final round of the half. And I think, yes, we are underway. So we should jump back in with our observer any second. I can give you an idea of what's going on right now. We've got MP9s in the hands of the CTs. They're actually pushing out toward the front of the lobby. And
he's done it again.
Kicker, you're right. He's just walked in and found Sticko. He is dominating right now on the A side of the map. Look at this boost from Michael Lilly, though. Again, they didn't have a lot of money. Jane was ready for it. He stepped out too soon. His shin bone enough to give him away. The Achilles heel has been clipped as Jane gets the op shot, and that gives them control of the entire middle of the map, as well as access toward the window, which leads to the B site. That also means they could flank and wrap onto A and completely lock the CTs in place. I would say Kicker. Maiden was aware of that. Kicker is too. He's backed off so that if they want to try and get themselves out of the rat trap, he's on the other side waiting. And 9-6 looking very likely, and it would be 6 in a row to close the half for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good at all. Kicker, he's done that 4 or 5 rounds in a row now, just walking up towards 8, solo, on that sandbag, an initial one down there, and this hits a crazy headshot, opens things up, and now we're left with just Crystal and Zen. I think they're together at this point. We have got the rotation coming through. 35 seconds, still a slight chance CDs can do this. It would have to be something quite magical at this point, though. The MP9, the flashbang's good, can't get the second kill, though. Bomb will go down for now. 4 kills to find for Zen. He is good, but this would be astonishing. Spotted as he jumps up. It's going to be 9-6. What a resurgence that was. Kicker especially. It looked like they were down and out. Their body language suggested they were running out of steam, but overall, fantastic work towards the end. We didn't see much from GODSENT at all in the fragging department. They're just getting blown out of the water by Kicker every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, when I look at this team, everyone talks about James, and certainly the memes, but he does have impact on the AWP. When he has a good game, he can dominate the game. But I think Kicker needs to be the cornerstone. I think he needs to be the guy that they rely on. Adren's not hit that level that he had when he was the MVP of the major in 2017 when Gambit had their winning run, but he can still offer something. They need someone to stand out more consistently, and Kicker, for me, is the guy.
Yeah, I think well-rounded player, always seems to deliver when they need him to.
So VP has taken the edge slightly. I guess 9-6, that makes sense in terms of the odds, but Sanji's going to back away. First time we've seen a lot of action toward this mid position, and it's on the pistol. Interesting boost to use on the T side. That'll let them see the window, but it also gives them that possibility. A fast peek on an off angle, and Sanji spotted.
Yeah, more than that, down to 7 HP as well. Nice headshot from Makaleli. It gives him middle, essentially. He knows that CT can't challenge that position once again, but speaking of challenges, they've actually pushed all the way down to forklift at the A ramp. Means they can boost their chances towards the B side of the map, and we'll see if that works out. Buster, he was working towards B on the T side. He'll hold strong here on the CT forces. Plenty of players around him, so it's good for the CT side. He's got lots of information, and now headshots as well. Crystal will reply with the Molotov. Bomb will be planted. Looking good now for GODSENT.
Desperate times for Kicker because, oh man, they ran him down. 3 players all at once coming over the edge of that stairwell. No chance for him, but Bomb's still ticking away. They've got to desperately get back in from the front of the site. 1 shot already, in fact 2. James and Adren. Reverse flank, though. This is going to be a defuse that might be left open. James heard it. He's taken down Makaleli. It's only going to be Sticko remaining. He's got the first shot already. James off the defuse. They haven't been able to hold it. They still have a kit in play, but it's Buster that has it. Not a lot of health. Doesn't even matter. He's got the time. He's on it with 10 seconds anyway.
I'm not sure what they're up to there. 2 players were spamming the smoke with their Glocks, and then when they go for the reload, the CTs just swung out and took them down. Like, I get they're trying to just hold them at bay, but then as soon as you know they're reloading, that's when you swing, and you're very exposed at that point. You'd be better off just waiting for the bomb and hoping you could actually challenge in a more logical manner, but GODSENT to be gutted with that one. It felt like it was their round, even with the flank from Makaleli. It was detected, swing around, and no frag found. Bomb planted, however, so do they want to go for the buy in the second? Absolutely they do, but they seem to be a fan of the SMGs, not the Kriegs or the AKs. They're getting out the Galils here, a couple of Mag-10s, and a Desert Eagle. So we've got a giveaway going on as well, exclamation mark Maincast in chat. Not sure what you can win, but hopefully some good stuff there.
They win you, Henry.
I'm up for auction again.
A day with Henry G. That's not true. Don't actually hold us to that. the admins will take care of it. I am not responsible in any way, shape, or form. Please do not stalk Henry G if you win.
Buster is going to be removed from the B steps there. Zen with the Mac-10. That's a bit of good news we've had in a while, to be honest with you. Galil patrolling towards middle, up against some rifles as well. It's pretty even in terms of the firepower. Nice setup towards middle here. Sandy just using the pole to shroud his position. He's got kick-out boosted next to him as well, who's not over-committing. He wants his team to take all the aggro and hopefully get a couple of kills. Same smoke that VP were using to bounce towards the A site. And there it is. We do have Maiden towards middle, like a little still. Remember the boost. And I think he goes down here. Sanji will take him.
Jen's going to change his angle. Try and swing with the MP9. He might actually catch out Sticko, holding from afar and the running gun potential. He's going to actually spam it, hoping that he re-peeks, but instead Zen comes to his aid, and the equivalent of the MP9, the Mac-10, will do the damage as the nades go out toward the ramp, and the bomb is already in a position to plant. GODSENT, for the second round in a row, will get it in position. They are a man down, but, or excuse me, they're man up. It's man down on the Virtus.pro side. Are they actually going to back off this that quickly?
They have 3 rifles. So instead of just giving this up to the Mac 10 to like farming them in terms of giving them $600, and they don't really have the utility to go for it. I don't think they had a kit even until now. They just picked one up. It's just like keeping this round difference they've got nice. Instead of giving these guns away, maybe even double eco territory, I guess you can fall back and have another gun round going forward. Oh, hello.
Click E. Hope it works.
Yeah. A decent round there from GODSENT. The opening pick with the Mac 10, of course. You can survive in the corner over here. That was
the new Doja corner.
It is. The sex bomb not delivered this time.
Yes.
That was so funny when that happened. That was you and I casted that, right?
Yeah.
I
just saw that he had an 8, and I was like, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, they're so done for. Like, it's over.
It made me laugh so much at the time. I'd never seen it before. I was like, of course it makes sense. I just lobbed that in, and then everyone
no one
went
ever
down.
thinks about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so ingenious.
Yeah,
and he timed it. Like, you could throw it in a little bit early, and they might be able to get away still. He threw it, like, as the bomb detonates. It was just perfect.
Oh, a bit of aggression here from Jane. So they saved everything they could in terms of 3 rifles that led them here. Money's still pretty underwhelming. They've got a couple of pistols in the mix, but it's competitive. They can make this one work.
Jane was so aggressive on the B site yesterday with an AWP. He hasn't had the chance to bring one out yet, but see if the oh, he's done for. I'm so shocked Michael Lilly doesn't peek him faster. I suppose he had the awareness that there was more than just him there because he dropped off. It meant there was a boost, but still, that is a chance, I think, to get a kill for free.
Well, they'll smoke off the left-hand side towards the CT spawn area and the right now, knowing that smoke on the left is about to dissipate, so it gets them close to it, and I guess they're going to try and challenge B through the CT spawn position, a channel we don't see used too often, but they're sending big numbers there now. It's the Mac 10 open things up. CT's in position, the Crystal mowing them down with that Mac 10. 3 kills found, lots of money in the bank, and that's going to be Zen cleaning things up. Sticker to close them out.
Fair play. There is more. Again, they don't have access to B quickly through the squeaky anymore, but there is more available with that mid. Even if they'd not found the first pick, but they were able to contest, they could wrap through elevators and head straight to A at that point in time. So the lobby is totally available and viable at that point. That is a good way to take middle. I like that very much. And then they even swung the last player either direction. He could have gone to the A ramp or he could have gone to the B stairs. He goes B stairs, clears the site.
That was cool, smoking both sides as well. As the CTs don't get any sort of telltale signs as to which way you're going. You throw one early, so it gives you a chance to get very close to those choke points. And just as the one on the left dissipating, that's when you send the Mac 10 through with a flashbang. 3 kills apparently. All picked up by Zen, and he gets himself an MP9.
Keep in mind, it's a long rotation through that mid now, and we're complaining about that, but so is Arch's CT spawn to B on Inferno, and that's become a super powerful play when it works too. So it has the potential. So does the Mac 10 apparently. Maiden's going to take down Kicker, but he's left in the open, somehow alive. Yeah, I have no idea. Not only alive, but in a decent position, although it sits with just James and Sanji left over. He may not have to do any more. The fact that he's still in this, 10-9, Sticko, James, Zen, Sanji, SMGs everywhere. That's a remarkable round from GODSENT. They even get the AUG that we saw Michael Lilly holding so many times back into their hands, so they'll have an AUG to go with an AK and a Galil, and then 2 SMGs. On the other side, James is finally going to get the AWP out.
Only a 9 kills so far. With 19 rounds played, it's not a James performance we're used to seeing, but it is understandable of a map like Vertigo. He'll be down to the M4 this round. Oh no, there it is. The AWP does come out on that CT side. Sticko makes way over the A ramp as James will hold the B window right now. Strong position, difficult to pre-fire that one from middle. Normally you have to Molotov it from outside B. And a difficult buy here on both sides of the equation. You can see after winning 3 rounds in a row, GODSENT keeping their SMGs. Still got lots of utility here. Oh, that Molotov's perfect. Gonna have to, does he have a smoke to even extinguish it? He does. They know exactly where he is. They can wait all day. And a first kill from Kicker again. That's his 20th. We might get a second here as well. Buys his teammates enough time to reposition from the sandbags, but Maiden once again. It's the Mac 10, the MP9s, the SMGs causing so much damage, farming so much cash.
And this is not an easy map for James to save on. Not when they've given away this much control. That AWP might be heading over to the T side as well. Michael Lilly, who's been sitting on the sideline for this one, will certainly welcome that into his hands in the next round. Or I suppose if you want to keep using the speed and the pace with the SMGs, maybe not. Maybe they just keep with that.
Well, when the money's low as well and they've got maximum loss bonus, it's a good chance they won't have helmets. And when you start bullying them like this, they start sacrificing utility and buying the helmets instead. and it can be very difficult to keep up. And you might want to take a pause at this point, considering GODSENT are just absolutely knocking them around at this point. That Mac 10 MP9 combo, not known to be the deadliest, but it's certainly working out here. 10-10, GODSENT back in the driving seat, and Eco of sorts for VP. Is there any armor coming through? I didn't think so. Here's the replay. Just as they come out at the sandbags position, Maiden ready and waiting. Of course, it's a double kill. No helmet on that second player.
And GODSENT, remember, they won on Dust 2. They took that away from Virtus.pro. 16-9 scoreline, so this could be a 2-0 for them if they continue in this fashion. Which means Mad Lions and GODSENT would make the semis over Virtus.pro and OG. Now OG maybe, again, newer team. Still, you think of the firepower they have. Sanji waits on an off angle. This could work out for him as well. It's not quite the headshot position, though, for the crosshair. Maiden makes no mistake on it. He's coming alive now.
Yeah, he really is. Those few Mac 10 kills he had has really got him in the zone, it seems. They were Molotov down as well. Bound to get closer. No potential of the CT swinging out at this point. They're up against pistols, but in CSGO in 2020, trust me, these rounds are not easy. Desert Eagles and the new money system, about almost every single round, are very difficult to take out, especially against world-class opposition. 5-on-3 though. Zen might be overextending here slightly, or he could have timed it in perfection. It looks like it's the latter. Continuing his campaign towards CT spawn. He wants all the kills for himself, doesn't necessarily need these, but he continues.
Around again for the M4. Zen finds Jane. Kickerts ran out of ammo, unfortunately, and Maiden will be able to close the round and stay alive. It looked like he might get another at least, but GODSENT take the lead, more importantly. 5 in a row to do so. 5 to go to close out the match. AWP again for Jame, but this will be the last buy. If they don't win this one, that's a massive investment from the CTs.
A few more helmets out there this time. Making sure the Mac 10 can't beat them up like it has been. It's going to be a proper gun round here. All in the hands of Crystal as well. And they're going to change the pace. Might just go for a fast B play here. James still towards that B window. He's getting calls from his teammates maybe to look over, drop down potentially. And indeed. Pressing the panic button there. Bustwood has dropped the smoke. Buy himself some time, tell James to get out of position. Michael Ado will join his teammates towards A. So they've shown presence towards B at the start. It's just like Inferno if you think about it. They've basically gone for some banana control there, taking the vision away. CT's now back on the side. That's the comparison you want to make. Very similar sort of situation.
Jame waiting with the AWP. Crystal. Other side of that equation, sitting at the top of the ladder, but never showing himself, and James never going to chance that shot. Backs off slightly, so he wouldn't even see him if he did walk out at this point, but the AUG again for Crystal.
Underrated angle, this one, what James holding. Very, very difficult to flush out.
He can fall to the left very quickly as well and reset. Go all the way around the box. The op certainly gets another crack at it. He's going to go window instead. They're already on the stairs. Oh, I thought that was going to be 2. He nearly had a lineup to fire through both, and the AWP powerful enough to do so, but Crystal gets Jame down immediately after instead, and that gives the advantage once again to GODSENT, and they've got the site. They haven't got the plant just yet. Watch to the right. Adren's trying to work his way up past the smoke. He's able to silently sneak this far, but Quad has occupation, and oh, he's actually got the aim and anticipation to find Michael Ailey. I thought for certain he would be traded out. Leaves us the advantage now in favor of Virtus.pro, but bomb still ticking is a problem. Both players on the stairs, though, that can be nullified very quickly. There's no smokes to do it. Exactly. There is a flash.
If there was a smoke, called around done. Oh, maybe he will do now. Kicker from the window. He'll know exactly where he is. Just need to hit his last kill. Not going to be a clean one. Oh, my goodness, a chance there. Has he got the kill? Oh, if he doesn't, this will be right down to the wire. It was on 10 seconds. I think it's down to the milliseconds. I think he's got it, but it'll be close. Got it.
I'm not saying anything. Yeah. I was not going to say a word on that one. That was far too close to call.
Yeah, it was down to it was 0.3 seconds or something there. But just about had it with no kit. Still an expensive round, and GODSENT have got all the money in the world to punish this. So you win the round, but one player surviving is very expensive to get back into the next one. You can see the FAMAS is coming out now. The lesser of the assault rifles here. 3 of those opting for more grenades, and they're up against, I would say, a fast round here. If I'm GODSENT, I'm calling something quick and punchy, knowing that they haven't got absolutely everything they need.
Jame will back out of the window. Actually get to the angle you spoke of last time.
Yeah.
In by the box. Zen hasn't challenged it as of yet. Oh, is James going to go on this? He is. Spots the elbow, no mistake that time. Finds Zen on the second peak, and it's a 2-man advantage now for Virtus.pro.
I only saw it on the mini-map, but I'm pretty sure he legit just got a straight-up wallbang through the actual, what would you call that? The
drywall?
Drywall, I guess, yeah. It was just like that. He got the first kill opening it up before James found his orb shop with the wooden boards there. There's still a chance for a palm. This round isn't over, although it looks like it is on a 5-on-3. They get the bomb down here. There are 3 smokes on the CT side, I'll say that much, so it still looks like a very convincing VP round, but you never know. Sticko knows he has to step up here. That's a one-and-done position. Smoke is decent, though. That buys him a bit of a space. That's actually very well played. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Stickos gets far more aggressive. Hugs the bomb, which they're going to think they've already cleared. He's got to turn his back, though. They're already around him. They were pretty stealth about it, but I would have thought he had a read on that, or at least a teammate could have seen that angle. Crystal's going to go back in, though. That might change it all. He's got a lineup. He's got the chance for more. Not quite on the reload. Dren will take him down. They're on the defuse. 2 seconds left on it. Crystal can't. It's done. Virtus.pro's going to get this. 2 rounds in a row, they'll get the defuse, and that puts them back in the lead by 1.
Oh, what an exciting moment there towards the end. The flashbang from Crystal causes absolute pandemonium, as we'll see him find 2, I think almost 3 kills as well, and just couldn't have the angle to deny the final defuse there. Very frantic finish, 2 rounds in a row now, as we'll get into another tense situation. If GODSENT will still have cash, these bombs going down and having won 5 rounds in a row previously, but now Virtus.pro will take the lead once again. Molotov towards middle. And here we go, faster play towards the side of the map. I think it's going to descend it towards the A side, through the elevators. CT spawn. All right, Crystal.
Again, by going CT spawn, if they win that kill, it gives them options. But if they don't, they already have it smoked off. They can push lobby. They can actually wrap on this, and James aware of it. Tough position to be in. Sticko's going to try and bounce a Molotov down on the other side of B. Make them very uncomfortable, but you're right. This is a fantastic spot for Maiden to be in. Inside a spawn, can cover off both doors to A, both rotation points, as well as the one that goes around wide. Behind the wall, and it's Sticko that's going to find Buster next to 1-for-1 trade. You're right, Adren does. He finds Maiden, so gone. But information, they know where he's coming from. They know approximately how far away he is. And the flank is all that really matters right now. And Zen, he's checking for it. This corner's going to be checked, though. You have to check that corner in post plant.
Yeah. Even though you know you're going to be checked, he still has an advantage of sorts, knowing that there's players coming around that position. We'll see who comes out on top, and a very key frag there towards the flanks. It's another 3-on-2 advantage for VP. They've won the last couple of rounds due to... Oh, he's not going to take him out.
I'm surprised by that.
Flash for his teammate as well. This could be sick. Alley-oop coming in here now. Sticko to step up. Flash is decent. Doesn't swing on it. Just wants to buy time on that bomb. They haven't even touched it yet. And I think they've done enough here. That's actually well played by Sticko. He could have swung out on that, but knowing the bomb was so low, he dies quickly. There's a chance they lose it. He couldn't hear any sort of taps or any footsteps into the bomb, suggesting he didn't have to go and commit to that one. So well played. 12-12. Money should be wrecked for VP. The rounds they've won with 2 or 1 player surviving each time, they do save an AWP and an AK, but it's going to be very expensive to get back into the round going forward. They're going to be under absolute breaking point. Close round, exciting finish once again. I assume a timeout potentially. No, we're going to get into the next round quickly. Another compromise round here on the VP side with FAMASIS coming through. They have got utility and kits and the J-Morp. That towards A. A little bit of damage there towards Sticko. Michaeletti, fast pace. Looking at the shelf position. Back and forth, second half here. Winning the pistol, only 3 rounds picked up for VP so far. Strong grenade towards the red. Back as well.
Aiden still trying to get shots through the wall. Drywall position boost inside of the A side this time for Adren. This is more where I thought you'd see Oppers, where they have a little bit more availability to them. He's going to use the rifle there instead. James, oh, okay, flank with an op. Why not? I told you he was going to get aggressive on B with it. He's done it already this event. He is, you can see it in the background, he just went down. He is going to try and flank with an AWP, which is not always easy, especially Zen considering the possibility of it right now. Zen's already got a Dren above. We saw the boost come in. They easily found it. They spotted it. Sticko's got Buster down. James still down below. Does he go or not? He's going to sit back after getting that much map control, but still, again, it's the AWP. A tough position to do it. He's got Zen down. Now do they go? Because this is the best chance they'll have. 12-12 game, remember, as well, but it looks like they're going to hold for exits. 11 seconds on the bomb. No time to do it. It's going to be GODSENT taking back the lead.
And that was a heavy investment from the CD side as well. That's why they can't really justify. They know they'll just be an eco at this stage of the game. You can't really be going into just the USPs. 13-12 now, but they'll save the orb. FAMAS and M4, still something that they've done this a lot. We saw it on Dust 2 as well. They're happy to save the weaponry and have a second bite of the cherry going forward. Fist bumps coming through. Can smell that 2-0, the semi-final. GODSENT, one of their first big events. Have looked very good so far, very well prepared. No excuses coming into this one. They've done their homework. They want to show the world what they've been working on, and it's so far looking very good indeed. Sanji dissuaded from the mid position. You can get up here and look towards middle. There's actually an angle to look towards the mid boxes from here. And they've showed so much presence toward this CD spawn position. I'm not surprised he falls right back. But that's, again, map control gathered. They've taken mid vision away from the CTs. Now you go back to your final objective, whether that's executing towards A or B. You just want to take some real estate first. Or maybe a boost.
Spotted, gap in the smoke, just the feet show, but that's enough. They'll rotate back down, reset, see if they can find any access toward A. No overly aggressive pushes as of yet from the CTs. Pretty standard. Buster gets up on top of the ledge, trying to elevate himself away from a standard headshot position. Molotov, did it go too far to catch? I think it did.
Perfect.
It did actually sit on the edge. You're right, and bomb is dropped though. Kicker, it finds it. They've got this so well covered off. I don't think they're going to be ready for Buster. He hasn't even shown himself yet. Now he will, and low HP in front, he finds two. Tie game. Zen's nowhere near. 40 seconds. I don't even think they'll chase this down, so we've got a moment to chat about this because this is getting as close as you'd like. Overpass is the third map if required.
Might be at the stage.
Yeah, GODSENT trying to prevent that at this point.
They've got plenty of money, of course, after winning so many rounds and saving a few weapons themselves. But it is going to be 13-13, right down to the wire here. And VP have just boosted their chances with 4 players surviving there. They've had some pretty ropey rounds in terms of the buys and lots of FAMASs so far, but they're making it work. Buster with 2 kills with the weapon this round. And he did the initial damage towards Zen on his initial campaign. Pushed in towards the side, gap in the smoke found, took him down to 10 HP. Already thwarted his efforts there as we'll move into the next round now. 13-13 confirmed. Round 27 done. Well then. Let's have a look as to whether they want the AWP on the T side. Apparently not. AK-47s. Bomb on the back of Michael Ellie. He hasn't orbed really at all on Vertigo. I guess it's a preference thing. We've had Sticko and Maiden with the AWP, which is fine. Want to be a map he feels too comfortable on. Zen watching for the ladder push towards middle. Crystal. He's a very confident player, I'll give him that. It seems like he always knows what he wants to do. Seems to get the timings right more often than not. There's that battle again. Haven't completely pushed back the CTs towards B, but enough presence shown. Michael Eddy will start to transition towards middle with Zen. I remember James has been in that position a lot. This time he holds towards short, over on the A side of the map. You can throw utility through the window towards the toolbox, which has just happened now. Flash off. They've been boosting up a lot. I think Sanji's aware of that, not challenging too much towards middle anymore. It's letting them have a play more defensively. And maybe the B finish here.
Let's see what utility yields. It's a CT smoke to cover off the choke point. Interestingly enough, Sticko's just going to walk up and welcome that. Flash high, Buster. Aware they're out there, tries to flash to the right as well to catch them up. What a boost. Over top of the entire site. They spot him. He goes down. No chance to defend himself at all. Fully blinded as he was. And Sanji still holding with the air conditioners in front. Finds at least a headshot. Using the coverage well, but Sticko's going to sort that also as he falls to the advantage with both the bomb and the man. For God's sakes, that bloom, it didn't get there in time. I thought Zen was gone.
Yeah, me too. But the tracers from Kicker give him away, and it's going to be a 4 versus 2 now. It will be GODSENT edging the lead. And again, having to save weapons. Jame on the AWP, he can drop next round. Dren with that AK-47. It was quite a scrappy finish there towards the B bomb side, but they get enough done. Maiden with a very important kill towards the back of the bomb side there, and Sticko nailing the most important shot towards Sanji. And Dren looking at 70 AK here. He's going to get a guaranteed kill towards Sticko. Money is okay on the CT side if they save these 2 weapons. If one of them goes down, they're in trouble. Jame, though, holds strong. And 2 players survive for GODSENT, but 14-13 now. Close as you like. This next round, will, I think, would break either team. And if that's going to be VP, they might be out of the tournament. 14-13 right now. Tactical timeout. Not called. Straight into the action. Double AWP set up on Vertigo. You don't see that too often. And it's Buster that really wants it. He's gone for a glass cannon here. He's going to play towards B, sit on top of the bomb site. Let me tell you, that's a very difficult shot. You don't see much more than the head.
Clearly quick. It's the case. Smoke down on Scap's side. He's not going to head that direction, but he tries to go around. James already blasted his teammate. You can see Maiden's body hit the ground quite quickly in the background, but look at these Molotov. Flash as well. Adren's dead. He doesn't even know. He's burning, but because he's blind, he's lost his vision and his hearing. He's sitting on flames that he had no escape from. Nice. That is a well-executed set piece from GODSENT, and the bounce Molotov as well. That's going to limit Sanji. It's only a 1-man advantage, but the means in which they got it was quite remarkable. The
double flashbang, double Molotov combo there. You're right, Adren had no idea he was burning to a cinder.
Thought he was safe as sin.
Damn, okay, well that's going to be series point for GODSENT. Lovely opening pick. Great finish on the set piece. And 2 AWPs to be saved here. Like I said, double AWPs, not that common on Vertigo.
No.
And we'll see whether this will actually be what saves them going forward. Buster with the glass cannon did manage to get, not even one, it's Jamie who got the
I got to admire GODSENT. I mean, we saw the mid-take. You said it's their map choice, and I was skeptical, because I am skeptical of teams picking this map still unless they're 100% confident, but
yeah.
The mid-take wrap to get B, and now the double Molotov, double flash play on A. They've done their homework. They've come with an idea.
And I think you have to, like when you're a team who are trying to establish yourselves and you don't necessarily have the most stacked lineup, you do have to rely on your hard work, your theory, your grind. And they haven't come to this tournament saying, oh, we need more time. They've just come in saying, we want to show the world what we can do. I respect that. There's no excuses at all. Just turning up and getting it done.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think they're bringing something different to the table, which is also commendable, whether or not it succeeds, but in both times it has, which is fantastic for every team going forward, but also for you guys, the viewer. See something new.
One more round will do it, boys. GODSENT will be in the semi-finals against Na'Vi. The 2 rounds, certainly not impossible for VP. They have a double AWP setup, remember.
So this is the position again where the AWP I expected to see more frequently. They're going to try and see above the smoke, back toward the ramp. So far, nothing's been presented there, though. And the more likely, I was going to say, the more they go towards scaffolding, the more likely it is that Adren's going to get caught and isolated. Now Kicker's got no vision. Again, there's 2 AWPs. They've got 2 rifles to try and retake. They'll get Kicker back above, but what can he possibly find? Okay, fair play. He finds Maiden while jumping. He can't be taken down in return, and that gives him exactly the location he needs to fire at, but it's still a post plant. The bomb is still down at this point. Buster holds the key because he's trying to flank behind, and Crystal, he's unsure that he's gone this far. Crystal's actually holding as if he thinks he's going to wrap by the box. He's already there. If he wide peeks right now, I think Crystal goes down immediately.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be Buster coming with a flank here, and he gets one. There's a Molotov on top of the bomb now, though. CT's getting closer and closer, but there might not be enough time. 3 versus 2, looking for that 2-0. They might have done enough here, as Jame will hit one more shot. It's not enough. 2-0 for GODSENT. They knock VP out of the tournament there, not only on their opponent's map pick on Dust 2, but in a convincing manner with the execution, the recovery in the second half of Vertigo. They're in the semi-final against Na'Vi tomorrow. You've got to say, Matt, this is commendable for these boys.
Hats off.
Yeah.
I did not expect much from this team coming back. This seemed like a last final hurrah for some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they did. And I could see them just coming into the server and just playing Counter-Strike. But they came in and they actually had a game plan. They took advantage, and we say this, if you are a newer team and there's a new map in the pool that the top teams aren't willing to risk, you can use it almost as a wild card. You can use it as a map that if you learn it, you've taken the time to do so without being at events all the time, you get to be a little bit creative, and it catches people off. they did that right now to Virtus.pro. I think that I highlighted them. The 2 specific rounds showed that they have looked at the map from their own perspective and made it work.
I love the fact they picked it. We weren't really sure what to expect, but I'm starting to get to that position now. I'm not going to doubt these guys and their decision because the homework and the theory and the execution, just the overall game plan has been really fantastic. I've enjoyed what they've put down so far. Can't really say the same for VP. They had some good moments here today, but overall, a very disappointing tournament, I would say, by their standards. Things still kind of middling for them. Nothing really seems to be improving.
Yeah, and again, they put some big expectations on themselves.
Yeah.
But that concludes the first of our playoff days, our quarterfinal days.
Yeah.
We still have our semifinals tomorrow, our finals after that on what will be Thursday. If you want to be involved in all that, don't forget to go over to gg.bet. Check things out. They got some challenges for you guys. Use the code HEART-BEAT to get a 200% bonus on your first bet. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I can bet that the desk will be here and Trace will break down that last matchup.